Boo!
Evening.
Hi.
Evening, gang.
Happy Wednesday.
Evening, Lucy. Evening, Ryan. Pleasure to have you on board.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me on. It means a lot.
Not a problem. So we have Ryan from the ecigshop,
Yes.
also known as the man with dreads, or also known as Dreads.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to remember them. I should probably get them out. I do have dreads. There is a point to that.
Why is his name not longer? It should have had all the also known as.
I'll be honest with you, it's just that guy, just in case. Like, I'm getting older now.
That guy.
The hairline's receding, so I need to think ahead. So if the dreads go, I need to still be relevant. So it's just that guy.
Yeah. I get it.
I see your background. That's what you use in your videos, isn't it? When you do your YouTube videos.
So these are actually soundproof boards that I've had made that are on wheels because I like to do a little bit of music stuff, and my room's not very soundproofed. But it also covers up the absolute state that my bedroom is that I'm sat in.
That's why you can only see here on mine. It's a hand anymore.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the kitchen.
That's where I do my mixing stuff from my kitchen, just to make it seem more. Well, I'm not bringing all my DIY stuff into my bedroom. That's just too much. So yeah.
Anyway,
right, what we need to do
is Shane Atkin, Lucy, hello. Simon, welcome to the live. Mark H, Eddie 1Z, Billy Lee Rice, Vaping Snowman, Rob Sambridge, Eddie 1Z, me, Stephen Chinook, and Craig D. Welcome all, Gamer Tech. Like I say, we've got Ryan Yates, that guy. How do you want to open up, Woody?
Well, should we show and tell what we're vaping on to start with, like we usually do?
Yeah, it's a bit forward.
This is what I signed up for at all.
Tonight I'm on the KBRX.
Make him big.
I'll make him big.
KBRX with the old Midge RB8 and another KBRX with a Midge RB8.
Ooh.
That's me. That's the only two devices I've got.
What's in him?
So everything's packed away.
What's in him?
Got Woody's special juice in this one.
Okay.
Ew.
And it's clear.
And it's clear. And then I've got Aramaxi Gummy Fruity in this one.
Nice.
Tell me that isn't like crack. That stuff is. I've been hooked on that stuff for too long. I'm trying to force myself.
It really is nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Marty, how are you? Nicky Beddoes, welcome. Who are you going to pass to, Woody?
Fresh, what are you vaping on tonight?
I wasn't expecting you to pass to me.
But he loves you.
I'm on the go with some Dino Sauce. And we've got the Vapor SO Mini 4. And in that, where is it? It's Wick Salts Blue Raspberry Lemonade. I've got the Rinko Manta Ultra. In that, I've got Baked and Shaked. And I've also got the Craftsman Cthulhu with the Valor Mouth to Lung. And in that, some Castle Long Reserve. And that's me.
Is that e-liquid in a glass bottle?
Yeah, man.
Is that still about?
Yeah,
it's e-liquid in a bottle like that.
America.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll pass to our guest, Ryan.
All right. So I've got my Q1, which isn't something a lot of people are seen with, but for some reason I've attached myself to it. It's the little pod kit. Of course, I've got a Slim. There's another one knocking about. Got a Pure Max on charge, and my main device that I'm using these days is my Stabby. And in all of them, I have in the Stabby there is King's Custard Raspberry Cream. And in the rest of the pod kits, I've got either Pixie Juice, Satsuma Pineapple, or the Pink Apple and Blackberries. But I don't have that bottle with me because it's still in the kitchen. Yeah, and that's what I'm rocking today.
Nice.
Very nice.
Leaves Lucy. Is it
You can't leave me out.
Is it loads?
No. Of course. Still got this going. Like a Fulu. Nah, like a filler. And I've got this with it, some Infernal Dark Cherry still. Speaking of pixie juice, I found this earlier.
The
Fell
raspberry.
down the side of my bed, whoops, and I've got that in my Rainbow Pro limb.
Nice.
Dougie, bless him, he bought me a new one because my old one leaked, so I've got my SX Mini.
Nice.
And I've got some Cora, some Zeus juice that also a Dougie got me. And got the Go in pink, Slim
What about
Go.
the
Elux Fizzy Cherry. And last but not least, the Mini 4 Espresso and some Tank Fuel Strawberry Watermelon Bubblegum.
Nice.
It wasn't loads, I promise.
Bad. We're bad. Welcome, John McGlintock. Welcome to the live. Okay, well, this is obviously what we do on the Reprovapes. It's like a spotlight of yourself, really, and what you do and what you think.
What
where
I
you
do.
How you started. What was
To say what I do, I dance
this
around in front of a
industry.
camera and act an idiot. That's what I do most of the time.
If that's
So
the way,
Ryan,
tell us all about it.
Yeah.
when did you start vaping? What was your very first device, and what flavour was your first flavour?
Right. So it would have been around 2014, 2015. So not that long compared to a lot of people in the industry, really. But I started on an Ego and a CE4, one of the throwaway ones. And that was at the ecigshop. I started vaping. I lived the ecigshop was at the end of my road, and I would pass it for many, many months. And then one day the doctor was like, "You need to stop smoking, bro. I'm a type 1 diabetic." The doctor scaremongered me into giving up. So, well, quite rightly. So I went into the ecigshop. It took me a few attempts, to be honest with you. I got a couple setups, but it's not until I tried the Hang Seng Blueberry Menthol in one of the CE4s, and I think it was like a 24 milligram. And I was like, oh, because all the time before it's like, oh, 3-6 milligram if you don't smoke a lot, because I used to smoke just like a handful of roll-ups a day. And it just wasn't giving me the satisfaction. So this time I was like, right, I've got to give it a go. Let's go for a higher strength. And I finally felt the nicotine, took like 2 hits on a little test from the shop. And I was like, oh, there it is. That's what I need. But soon came down to about 12. And then from that point onwards, I want to say it was the E-Leaf iStick 30 watt with sub tank, the Kangatech sub tank, legendary tanks. And by the time I got the sub tank and found out you could rebuild the coils yourself, or when I get into anything new, I just get engrossed in it. So I'm YouTubing all this stuff about vaping. I was like, oh, you can rebuild the coils. I'm like, save myself money. Yeah, why not? And then that led me into rebuildables and all that stuff. And my first proper mod would have been the X Cube 2. Smok X Cube 2. Yeah. So it had the RGB lights down the side, Bluetooth. Where I'm like, this is me, mate.
Because of that reason, man.
Yeah, and I've actually got one, box fresh, never once been fired, never had batteries in it. Still in my collection of vape stuff that I don't want to get rid of. At the time I was doing that, I was actually working in insurance, just around the corner from the ecigshop. I'm not one built for an office environment, if you couldn't have guessed if you've seen any of my content. And yeah, I ended up leaving there, we'll say. And while I was out of work, I kept getting tags for a post that the ecigshop posted for looking for people. But in between starting vaping and leaving the insurance place, I got into DIY and rebuildables and got really into it. Well, I say got into DIY. I was just mixing Capella Sweet Strawberry and Raspberry V2 at 15% and just started selling it to people at work and whatnot. And because of that, everyone's like, you'd be really good for this job. You'd be really good at it. They want somebody to work there. So applied, went down there, got shown around the unit where I'd be working and everything, which is the unit I do the lives from now. And I was just offered the job. Like by the time they showed me around, all right, that's my phone, chill out. They was like, yeah, so when can you start? And I was like, oh, well, I've always gone to an interview, waited a while to hear back and all that stuff, but the ecigshop doesn't run like that. It's like, you're the guy. So started working there like a week afterwards, and very quickly learned that I don't know much about mixing at all. And I felt if I get found out, I'm gonna lose this job.
Gift to the
So,
gab.
Yeah. So did
Whenever
all my
it came to
YouTubing.
proving it, you're like, there's something over there.
Yeah, luckily for me, when I first started, there were still lots of people working there that knew a lot about DIY. And whenever a customer would come in asking for recommendations, I'd try to blag my way through it and whatnot. But one of the other guys, the OGs, would just step in and be like, "No, this is what you want, do this, do that." And I just learned from picking up what they were saying. DIY or die on YouTube, my absolute savior. Without him, I would not have a clue about anything. Watched pretty much everything he had on YouTube at the time. And then just from working there, I picked up the skills needed and the knowledge needed. And I like to think I'm a bit of a people person, and the customers picked up on that as well. They enjoyed coming down, just hanging out with me. They'd have so back then it wasn't the unit that you see now in the videos. It was just a counter. You go walk through the door, there's the counter, and you see nothing behind this wall. But people would just come down just to hang out and chat, vape and whatnot in that tight space. And over the years, years later, they decided to turn it into the lounge, which is what you see me doing the videos from now. And it was just a space for me to entertain people. And I really, really liked the job. It was never meant to be what it became. It was just a job until something proper came along, because I'd always worked in offices and those types of roles. But I found that I enjoyed it. It was the first time I actually enjoyed a job. I'm helping people. I'm doing something that doesn't feel like it's killing my soul. And it was very good for what I now recognize as my ADHD, because it just gives me something just to focus in on and engross myself in. There's always something to learn in vaping, or there's always skills to improve on in vaping, especially with e-liquid. And it was probably when I started doing the live videos, really, that things really took off, and people like would like, if not for doing the live videos, I couldn't go to Expo Now, and people approach me and recognize me and stuff like that, obviously. And that was, Nat had to wrestle me, the owner. She had to wrestle me into doing those videos. I was like, who wants to sit on their phone and watch me vape and talk about how much I like a certain e-liquid? But lo and behold, you know what I mean? People did.
There is a certain demographic.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I wasn't aware of the community side of it then. I was very ignorant in my little bubble of the ecigshop. I didn't know any other businesses. I didn't know anywhere else in the UK did DIY. I didn't know there was massive companies that do flavorings or anything like that. But as I spent time working there, I came to learn these things. And then it's probably not until I got the Chinese hat. I probably should have got it. It's knocking around here. There's two there. There's one in the kitchen. That was my gimmick. Wore the hat, and everyone was just like, "What's up with the hat?" And I'm like, "What's not up with it? It's just a cool hat. I'm gonna wear it, put stickers on it, and I like to do it." And it was when I first went to Expo with the ecigshop, people coming up to me, "Oh, Ryan, where's your hat?" I'm like, "You know who I am, and you know about my hat. What's all that?" And then it just sort of clicked. I'm like, I'm a thing in this now, aren't I? And at that point, I was like, this is all I've wanted to always work in something I enjoy. I've always wanted to sort of earn respect of my peers in a field. And I sort of got there with the ecigshop, and I don't think I'll ever look back now. And it just went on from there, got more and more advanced, got into mechs, more into rebuildables, making my own coils, did my own range of e-liquids. Well, I say range, it's just 3 flavors. I think it's been 5 altogether, but there's only 3 available now. And when you've got those resources available to you, it's very easy just to knock some flavors together, because I'm just using ecigshop's resources and then put it on there. I mean, fun fact, TGWD isn't actually my range. I don't see any extra money for it or anything like that. I couldn't be bothered to do that, buying it from the ecigshop and then selling it back to the ecigshop. I was like, how about I just make it because I enjoy doing it, and then you guys just do what you want to do with it. You know what I mean? I'm getting my money from my wages. I'm happy with that.
When you're doing it, you love it. It's a different story, isn't it?
Exactly. You know? I've met people in my life that enjoyed the job, and I never believed them. Never once did I believe anybody that said they enjoy the job. Like, you just gotta say that, because you gotta say it. And then I started to enjoy my job, and I was like, oh no, you can actually enjoy your job when you just office-based work your whole life. No, I don't believe anybody really enjoys that personally. But yeah, I'm just not gonna let it go. There's been ups and downs with the e-cig shop, and as with everything else in the vaping industry, there's been high points, low points, worrying points, and I just, when it's low, it gives me something to really drive towards and try and push and promote and keep alive. And then when it's at its highs, I can just enjoy being comfortable and the community side of it and stuff like that. But if not for the community side of vaping, helping with my mental health at the time and giving me something to focus in on rather than what's going off up here, I have no idea what I'd be doing or where I'd be right now, because I sort of just floated around. My life was like, okay, this isn't working out for me now. I'm going to move to another town. If something goes wrong there, I'm just going to move to another town. Something goes wrong there. But when everything goes wrong now, I'm like, nah, this is me now. I need to work through it. I need to actually man up, be an adult, deal with things that aren't going right, and crack on. And the more I've done that, the more I've seen back from the vape industry, from the e-cig shop. And yeah, I'm e-cig shop for life, baby.
Well, I know
good
I
one.
for it, and I think like Lucy will, like, anything goes wrong, like I always dive into like the vape community and, like, you know, like the promotion side. It just takes your mind out of it. It's like a different world, and you just
Yeah,
and you just power through everything else. Then, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You find something that works for you, that is good for you, and chuck everything you've got at it. And
exactly.
the e-cig shop is definitely, and just not even so much the e-cig shop anymore. It's the whole of the vape thing. Not to say that like I'd ever leave the e-cig shop. I just wouldn't. I'm going to be with that ship until it sails into the sunset or sinks. Either way, I'm with the e-cig shop. But becoming aware of the massive community and all of the stuff that is done online, like these types of things, it's just good. It's better for your mental health. It's just better for your well-being. Being around people that you can share like appreciation with.
Yeah, it's like a family, isn't it?
I like going to expos, because you actually meet those people that got you through hard times. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly
like
that.
Those the actual faces to the names you see every day, or the pictures you're liking every day.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was always a wonderful thing when there was somebody I saw or followed on social media that would approach me. I'm like, no. How do you know me? I follow you. You don't know me. And it's a good feeling to know that people appreciate and enjoy the content you're putting out there.
Probably
helped me
wasn't
out a
your
lot.
level that I had at last expo. Lucy had to pry the men off me.
Oh, I know. We walked in and he just got molested by every single bloke.
She's not bitter about that at all.
No, dude, you can hear it, couldn't you? You can hear it.
I know, I just left him to it. All these guys picking him up, hugging him. I was just like...
But I just want to go back to this one that I've had highlighted. What's this? The guy with the dressing gown. What's that?
That guy, yeah. I'm at home, baby. I'm in my dressing gown. This is what I do.
It's fair. Trevor, I've dealt with Ryan for a long time. He's good at what he does in that shop.
Oh, Trevor Van is a legend, man. A legend.
So there, fair enough. If you find it anyway, give it a whirl. You can even pick up long. I don't know what he's. The Alchemist's cupboard. He's on about liquid. I was just going through the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Follow the Reprovapes page. It's a t-shirt, and you get reminded of how short Doug is.
Yeah.
And nearly everybody was like, I thought you'd be taller.
Is that? I get the opposite. People like, I didn't actually think he was that tall.
I'm shorter than you, babe. It's fine.
I must admit, Ryan, I don't know if you remember, I think it was a couple of years, 2-3 years ago, you really done me a solid. I wanted the Fatality 30, and I couldn't find one anywhere, and it was weeks before they came in, and you had some. Yeah. And I got your very last stainless steel one.
Yeah.
You sent it out to me, and I had it by the morning. I was so excited. It was awesome.
Working day delivery, baby. Oh yeah, that was
yeah.
I'm a sucker for QP products, and I didn't want to wait for them to be available wholesale, so I just bought some at retail and sold them for the same money it cost us. So we made no money on any of them that I bought, but it's the only way I was able to get one in myself.
And I managed to get your last one. I was over the moon with that.
Blag it with Nat, Like, what's all these really expensive? No, they'll sell. Don't worry, they'll sell. Just don't worry about it. They'll sell. I don't even know to this day that she realizes I didn't make a single penny on them. I literally divided up how much it costs for the 5 or 6 that I bought, and just put them on at that price, and then just got rid of them. Yeah, I still do that now. If they announced anything that takes my fancy, definitely.
Yeah, I think you've done it with the remastered as well, didn't you? The 25s.
Yeah, the Violators. Pretty much anything that's come out since the M25. Yeah, I've done that one. Quality stuff. I did get rid of a bunch of QP stuff. This time last year, I was looking to move to Australia, go live out there with my brother. One thing led to another. I decided to change my mind, but in the period between deciding to move and then deciding not to, I was like, right, can't vape in Australia. I don't need all this vape gear. Let me just get rid of it all, put my money towards my savings for that. And then, you know what am I doing? This is what I'm about. This is, you know what I mean? Let's not throw this away because it's going bad. Doesn't mean you have to move again. And now I just look at my stash and I'm like,
obviously I follow you on social media and I follow you on YouTube, and I was watching when you was giving it all away and you were saying, right, this is this. You was doing it in sections all down Facebook.
Yeah.
You was coming out with some classic stuff you was giving away.
Yeah, buddy,
it's
man.
Mad.
Yeah, I still got a bunch of it here, but the thing that kills me is I had one of absolutely everything QP Design had ever done, other than the original Juggernaut RTA. I could not find one of those anywhere. I thought they were a myth. And then, funnily enough, it was about 2 weeks ago, a customer came into the shop and was like, you know how you was banging on you could never find a Juggernaut V1 RTA? Just presented one to me. He's like, you can have that, mate. I'm like, how much do you want for it? It's like, that's just yours, mate. You always look after me. I'm gonna look after you. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, the community side of it. You know what I mean? And it's not even as if I felt like I looked after him. It's just, if I could knock him a few quid off here, I would. If he needed advice, I'd go out of my way to give him advice and help him with things and stuff like that. And people really appreciate that little bit of effort you put in and are mad grateful for it. And I don't want to let go of being able to do that for people, because it helps me. I mean, it's a little bit selfish, like I'm helping people because it makes me feel better about myself, but the way I see it is everybody's happy in that exchange. So
you're helping them.
Crack on with it.
Most definitely.
Man. Yeah. But as of now, at the ecigshop, I'm looking over the next year to sort of step up my game again. Can always trust Ryan to help as well, to have great deals and good times. Luke, thank you very much.
But I highlight there's lots of love for you, man.
Man, I love you guys.
That was leading on to my question. Like, what do you see for yourself in the future, sort of thing? What are you going to progress to, sort of?
Well,
there's always something you can learn in vaping. So there's always other avenues you can go, but still stay to your core as well, isn't there?
Oh, 100%. Well, what I want to do now is start my own brand, but like the TGWD thing is I gave up that before it was even mine. I was like, listen, that's the ecigshop's, crack on. I'll still try and do flavors for that as time goes on, but I would love my own brand where it's registered to me. It's my own thing. I'm managing my own thing. If the ecigshop want to stock it, buy it off of me and I'll sell it to them and anybody else and whatnot. TGWD, I've never really wanted to put in the effort of mass production. So there's been approaches like, oh, let's stock your stuff. And I'm like, I just mix it myself, label it, bottle it, do everything myself, even though there's other guys at the ecigshop. Part of the gimmick of TGWD is it's all done by me. But that limits me to where I can take it, because I'm just one guy in a clean room. You know what I mean? So what I want to do is produce some flavors of my own, probably long fills or DIY based, that appeal to everybody in the market. If you like the hyper sweet stuff packed full of enhancers and stuff like that, I'll do some stuff like that for you guys and call it one range. And if you're an OG DIYer that isn't into the hyper sweet stuff and all of that lot, that appreciates really well developed flavors, I want to do some stuff that can appeal to you guys as well. And I would love to be, it's a bit of a big dream at the moment, but I'd like to be, when people think of DIY e-liquid in the UK, I spring to mind. As one of the first, if not the first, especially now with how the future of vaping is looking. DIY is looking very strong in the future.
I think that's
what might be happening. So yeah, I'd like to be the one of the first calls for that. But obviously keep my roots at the ecigshop. I'm always going to be based at the ecigshop, but I want something else because at the end of the day, I just get a wage at the ecigshop. A lot of people think I own it or I'm part of that, but I'm just paid a wage at the end of every month, which it looks after me, and I'm going to keep working hard for it. But 35 years old, been doing this for a very long time now, and that itch to move forward with my life, and don't drive, don't own a property, I don't, you know what I mean? I'm in the exact same position almost that I was in when I left home at 16. Which is cool. Yeah, everybody people always go, oh, that's so cool, you can go and do what you want, nothing's tying you down, you're a free spirit and stuff like that. But as I'm getting older, I'm like, I don't really want to be that free spirit so much anymore. I want to be responsible. I want to be adult. I want to be, you know what I mean? I want to build something. I want, like,
adulting isn't all that, man. Adulting isn't all that, man.
yeah, it's tough. It is. I'll tell you something. It is tough. Because when you have your meltdown moments and you have your dips, when you don't have that many responsibilities, you can throw your toys out your pram and it's not going to affect anybody because you don't have any dependence or anybody around you. There's nothing dependent on you. I'll take you under my wing, Ryan. You'll get free sambucas then too. I'll get free sambucas. You owe me sambucas, man. What are you talking about? Actually, no, you did buy some shots back, actually. Nicky did at Expo.
Who's Lee? Who's this question to?
Did you get your anal water remover cream? That's not to me, I tell you that.
That's not to me.
Just want to know.
Must be Nick. Mm-hmm.
Eddie, I like my recipes developed without super sweet first, and I add 0.5 super sweet. Much better vape that way. Perfect sweetness, flavor.
Good flavor. I mean, there are some sweeteners now that I feel are better than super sweet, which might be a little bit of a controversial thing to say, but the Flavor Smiths do a sweetener called Mega Sweet, and you can use this thing up to like 5%, and it's not wrecking coils. It blatantly, and like I've not had any confirmation of this because they won't share any of the secrets with me because I've got loose lips, but it's blatantly got the neotame in it, which is the sweetener that emerged in juices after the disposable hype. That's what they use in there. I reckon it's neotame, ethyl maltol, and a little bit of sucralose. But you can use it much higher amounts without it wrecking coils, and it provides a very good sweetness. And yeah, that's did I get any coils off you at Expo? No, I didn't. I only bought some coils from Scott. He was right next to the Aramaxi stand. So
Ian's aliens.
Adulting is boring, he said earlier as well. Yeah, I've had some coils off you before though, haven't I? I'm sure I've had some coils off you in the past, way back in the day. I've only since getting the Stubby got back into rebuildables. I have been a pod wanker for many years now, to be honest with you.
Pods are just easy for work and shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just the lazy vapor.
When I get home, then the rebuildables come out, and it's like.
I think that was my problem.
Yeah.
Once pods came out, and I was able to get satisfied with them, I brought my Nick strength down. So I went on to Nick salts, worked myself down to like 6 milligram in salts, and then I tried some freebase liquids for a while, and I'd noticed benefits from not using salts. I don't feel I need to vape as much when using freebase. I'm not waking up in the night fancying a vape. That was happening to me a lot on salts.
I wake up looking for it. But...
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I wake up and it's still in my hand. I'm like, Ryan, you got a problem, bro. It's
always there.
Yeah, it's stuck on you, innit? I sleep on my front and I'll get up in the morning and just walk into the bathroom. There's a vape stuck on my chest and I've just been lying on it all night.
Yeah, I had a cross print in my stomach.
That's branding, that is, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, got I can't even remember why I was gifted this Stubby. Very grateful for that. And got the Tita XRBA, got some coils in there from Redbeard, and trying Aramaxi liquids in that. And I'm like, why did I ever stop using rebuildables? The size it's bigger than a pod, yes, but like without the tank on top, it is pocket-ish friendly. I would say
good all day.
Yeah, I
wouldn't know.
Thing like that. Like,
I've not got a stubby.
I like the little bugger.
No. Yeah, man, they're good. They're good. I don't understand what people's complaints were about there not being enough airflow, and that's why they did the X-ray one. I'm like, it's spot on. But then again, I like a warmer vape, so that might be it.
Well, I'm like, when I use like rebuildables, I'm predominantly desserts in rebuildables. Pods is fruits and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So having it a little bit warmer does the dessert flavors a little favor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I wasn't one for. I mean, I got to thank Carl Fairbrother, Exceptional Vapes, Dripping Desserts, Rice Pudding and Raspberry Jam. That was the desserty, creamy, custardy, whatever you want to call it. That sort of. I was all about fruits and fruity menthols. I tried that. Sent a bottle to the sample as a sample to the shop. Tried it. I'm like, just get the range in. I don't need to try the rest of the flavors. I just want this. Got that in, and then I opened my palate up to others, right up to the point I've released my own custard flavor more recently, which never would have happened.
I was like fruits only, and then obviously got met with Lucy, and she had baked and shaped, and I tried that, and then that was it. I was like, oh, desserts. Yeah. And I'm even on tobaccos now, which is I've been a no tobacco because why would I want to vape something that tastes like what I'm trying to quit? I've always had that mentality. But like, if it's a flavored tobacco, I'm all over it.
The fella at Manabush, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the fella at Manabush explained something to me which made a lot of sense when it came to tobaccos. Is you have to remember is when you smoke a cigarette or a roll up or in traditional cigarettes, you're not actually tasting the tobacco, you're tasting burnt tobacco. Yeah, so it's combusting tobacco. But when you're vaping tobaccos, it's like the connoisseurs tobacco in it, where the people go and smell it and taste it.
That's not vaping. I'm like, I want a whiskey.
Yeah. That's all the pinky vapors. Oh, I've got this fine tobacco blend with NETs.
That's what I'm like. I've got my high-end setup for the tobacco.
Yeah, got my K fun.
I've got a pipe actually somewhere.
I've always wanted one of them vape pipes. I've always wanted one. I would want one. I want one just to use in the shop. So when customers ask for recommendation, I can just point to stuff with my pipe.
Like chewing on it, like, where is it? Somewhere over there.
Yeah. Oh, you want to, this is what I'd recommend. Just point to this flavor Nixon, go back to it. Yeah, but they're just not that readily available anymore. Whenever I've got the money to spend on something, it's oh geez, lights turn out. There we go. It's never at the top of my list.
Nicky, what are the stubbies like?
Brilliant,
I use I've got the BP mods. You can use PMP or the Vaporesso GTX coils, and it's quite good. You know, I've got rebuildable tanks that I have yet to use, so I'm yet to find out what that's like in the stubby. But other than that, like stock coils, it's banging.
Yeah, I mean,
I used the rebuildable tank it came with and that, but
I hear that it's not.
I got lazy.
Yeah, no, I got the T to X RBA in mine with the tall boy, which to be fair, the biggest appeal to the tall boy for me at first was the fact that it's there and I don't have to have that little block down there because that's the annoying thing. I was like, it just doesn't make sense. But that extra little drawer where you can store your juice in and tip it back upside down, like you could fill that up with one flavor, vape this. If you don't mind a transfer of flavors, then just tip it upside down once you've drained the tank out and gone. But I tried a few different RBAs and the TR was just delish. So I've just stuck with it. I've got another borrowed tank actually that I need to find an RBA for. I just don't want to put another TR in there. Like just branch out a little bit, Ryan. Don't be so honed in on the stuff you like. There's unlimited number of different bits and bobs to try for borrow kits. Just get out there. But it's a minefield. It is a minefield.
Lee Meekins wants to know how's the chicken lover life now, Ryan.
I've always been a chicken lover, man. Even whilst I'd stopped eating it for those years, you know. But I'll be honest with you, I've not really noticed too much of a change. Guys, it's moving houses. Like
you're up, Woody. You're up, man.
There's someone foaming. Just make it all go fun.
Basically go out of whack. Yeah.
That's why I pulled out the fancy camera, because normally I'll just do it on my phone. But if my diabetes alarm starts going or somebody gets in contact with me, I was like, don't want to interrupt it. But I started a 6-week training program because I wasn't making much progress in the gym been going to the gym on and off now for about 5 years, and I sort of plateaued. So a friend of mine started a personal trainer thing, and I thought I'll give it a go. It was a nice deal, and he was like, "You're eating all the right foods, and if nothing is happening how you want to, then you're gonna have to change the food you eat because you're exercising correctly and you're eating the right food. Try maybe a bit of fish, bit of chicken." I was like, you know what? Go back to chicken. And yeah, man, I'm enjoying it. But outside of my training, I don't know if I'll carry it on. I don't know, after being off chicken for so long. It seems a bit weird to be doing it again. I don't know. Once you go vegan, like you can't. It's hard to come back out. That guilt's always there.
Lucy knows all about.
I'm kind of a vegan, but not massively by choice. I'm intolerant to quite a lot of foods, so.
Dairy. A lot of people. I reckon. I don't think anybody should be eating dairy. No
dairy, gluten, wheat, all that malarkey.
Is it
a lot
celiac
of nuts,
or is it intolerant?
some meat, soya.
Soya, geez. So if you're not eating,
the problem is a lot of the vegan and gluten-free stuff is made of soya. So I'm just like,
pretty much all of it. Yeah, if it's not just a vegetable, it's soya. Isn't
have
it?
you tried corn instead of chicken?
I have, and so I was of the mindset of like, if you don't want to eat meat, just don't eat meat. Don't do the alternatives. But I did try bits and bobs. But the corn stuff. The thing that put me off of that is I opened a bag of the chicken pieces once, and it smelled like pet food. I'm like, right, I can't eat that now. I just can't eat that. I don't know. It's like the little chicken chunks, like little cubes of chicken that you get in like a frozen bag. I don't know if it was corn.
It doesn't smell like pet food.
It did to me. Whatever it was, I opened. I was like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that.
I eat that a lot, and I eat eggs still to keep my protein up. But I feel for you. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's when the carbs find you.
Sausages, but they are soy. There's a lot of soya in that. But the Linda McCartney sausages, I'm a sucker for those. I prefer them.
I never like them. No, carbs are what I need to give up, and I just can't. I can't do it. I can't give up carbs.
Yeah, no, that's what I struggle with.
Bacon was vegan.
Well, that is. Do you know what? I got in trouble on Twitter way back in the day.
I'll cook it for someone.
Bacon and
meat
cheese.
don't bother me too
Bacon
much.
and cheese. That'll cure any vegan.
Bacon and cheese on a nice piece of chicken, mate. That
I miss cheese so bad.
Oh, jeez, yeah, man. But
yum,
no, I got in trouble.
yum.
Shut up, all of you cheese people, that you can eat it. Shut up.
Yeah, the dairy-free stuff is nothing to enjoy, really, is it?
I don't know. She had this
some of it's okay. Some of it tastes like ass.
Grated cheese, and you know, I was eating it out of the bag.
I know.
Is it the Violife one?
No, it was Cathedral City.
I have Violife slices, but the Cathedral City grated is pretty good.
Yeah. Violife's rank.
Yeah. On a pizza, it's all right.
I mean, any alternative cheese. Their butter's good.
Yeah.
I've got it in the fridge.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I got very heated on Twitter many years ago when I was using it still. A friend of mine tagged me in somebody. Like, he's a vegan as well, and it's just like, oh, talk to this person who wants alternatives for bacon. And I saw up there, it's like, there is no alternative for bacon, mate. If you want to just eat bacon and then no other meat, just do that. But stop looking for a decent replacement for bacon, because you're never going to find it, honestly.
There is vegan bacon, but it looks questionable.
It is. It's like that red and white. It looks like some sort of penny sweet strip, doesn't it?
It looks questionable.
Tastes like rubber.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
They're like, we're not going to support our movement. You need to get out of this chat and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, just leave me alone. Like,
the vegan ham. No, don't come near me with that.
I get it.
Yeah, it seems to me like you just eat anything, bro. Like you just like food is fuel. Just get it in.
He eat anything. To be fair,
I was brought up to eat anything. Do you know?
It makes it handy when I'm experimenting with different dinners.
Honestly, I've seen a list of intolerances 4 pages long. And I was like, I couldn't fathom that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd eat it and deal with the pain.
And that's little ones.
The pain ain't nice, but yeah, I know when I've messed up or something's got in.
We all know.
Yeah, no, like once you've been off dairy, you don't even need an intolerance. You don't even need an intolerance. If you just stop eating dairy for 2 weeks to a month, anybody, and then go back onto it, you will know about it until your system gets used to it again, man. Trust
Because
me.
dairy hasn't been around a lot of years, is it? Really? It's
Nah.
only been
Quite a lot of people can't
70 or
digest
80
it.
years.
I find it's like when you think about it, it's a bit of a mad thing, dairy. It's like, what business does a human have? Like, would any other animal drink human breast milk? Let alone an adult other animal. What are we as adults drinking baby cow food for? That's what I mean. Something went amiss there, you know what I mean? But I can't deny it makes
way to
things
make us
taste better.
think about a fucking cow's tit every time we like pour the milk or like cut a slice of cheese.
Ooh, bitty.
Mm. Yeah, I want to know who the first person's like. Let me just try some of this myself. You know what I mean? Like that guy was a crazy.
What's
Oh,
that
no.
white stuff coming out the cow? Let me try it.
Yeah.
And then they looked at the goats, and then they looked at the sheep and thought, I wonder.
And then they all looked at each other and went, fuck off.
Yeah.
I do miss halloumi though.
Halloumi.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, who was the first? I know.
Milk or something else. You never know. Yeah, actually saying
that's
that.
what I mean.
Let's just give this thing a squeeze and see what happens.
Yeah, good question, Nick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy either, is it? You don't just squeeze it. There's a technique to that bad boy, isn't there? You know what I mean? They were specialists at what they were doing. What they were doing.
We know what this do. We know what this
Yeah.
do.
I do feel bad that whenever I get onto anything like this, the chat does get around to diets and eating.
Yeah,
it's not my fault though.
Yeah,
it's not my fault. They all jump in the
It's
comments.
usually that's what happens with our lives because I can't eat much.
Oh right, okay, right, yeah. I mean, I still get it now.
Wasn't around when Woody was a kid.
No.
Cheers,
I should make a recipe book with all my inventions in, shouldn't I?
Honestly, the owner, so Nat, the owner of the ecigshop, she's got a daughter that's celiac and diabetic, and another son that's diabetic.
Yeah, celiac. Yeah.
Yeah, they are riddled with stuff, and her food prep is a nightmare. If you could come up with a recipe book that specializes in like low carb, gluten free,
low carb,
it would fly out.
I like my carbs. That's
yeah, no, I am a sucker for a carb. That's been the hardest part of this training program. It was like
I did it for 3 months and lost 3 stone like straight away. But it was so hard. I was miserable. I was even more stabby.
Yeah, I get that definitely. You never really stop craving them. I don't crave dairy.
I was
stuff
thinner,
anymore,
but I wasn't very nice and had no friends. So
it's what I tell my fitness friends. There's a bunch of people that like I've got into the gym. I introduce people to the gym quite a lot because they think someone's just going to throw a dumbbell at them. I'm like, gyms aren't like that. Just come in and work out. And yeah, they're get a little bit OTT. Once they get into the gym, they get a little bit OTT. Like, it's cut out all carbs and it's only eat lettuce and stuff like that.
Magic bird.
Yeah. A parrot talk. Sorry. Opening on Sunday, she didn't want to eat food, maybe because it wasn't vegan. So I just fuck it and ordered a vegan pizza. They're everywhere now. That's the problem with the whole vegan thing at the moment. And when I first did it, I tried the diet. It was mostly due to digestion issues. I've still got a major digestion problems. Like, you know what? I'm cutting everything out. And then went vegan. Everything was fine. Just thought, ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going to reintroduce things now. But yeah, back then there wasn't a vegan alternative in every takeout. There wasn't meats in every shop. So it was a good way of eating clean. But now you can eat just as much junk food as a vegan as a non-vegan. And those Beyond Burgers and stuff like that, I'm mad suspicious of them. I'm like, how do you make it taste so close? The texture isn't there.
I don't know. I've got some of those actually, and the texture puts me off. But I've got a thing with textures anyway. But I know what you mean. How have they managed to?
It's just as bad as
McDonald's chicken nugget, and I'm like, is it?
You seen the ones that actually bleed while they're cooking? Is it the Beyond Burger, or there's another one where it actually, as it's cooking, like this red goop, apparently it's like beetroot juice that they've put in there to bleed out, so it bleeds like a real burger.
That's the one I had on holiday, and it put me off, didn't it, Doug?
Yeah.
I couldn't eat it because it looked like blood and cow, and it put me off.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But I like beetroot, but I couldn't see beetroot. Yeah, it was that one.
I've had them. That's all right.
Yeah.
I've been off McDonald's so long now that whenever anybody around me eats McDonald's, it doesn't smell appealing anymore. Honestly, it just doesn't. I'm like that. What is that waff that's coming from? I used to like, yeah, I used to get back off a session at like 2 o'clock in the morning. The only place to get any food was Mackey's. But now, I order it, and I just like reluctantly, if I am drunk still and I need food, I'm like just sad while I'm eating it. Like, oh, this is grim. I need some broccoli. Get me some, but I can't be bothered to prepare broccoli while I'm drunk. So, yeah.
My lad's girlfriend can't do gluten, milk, cheese, eggs. She's a pain in the ass to do meal prep for.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
I'm getting a new kitchen in my new house, and I'm going to have separate everything. Because even like
2 ovens.
Yeah. Because even like I have to have like a separate toaster and stuff. Because even like crumbs get in.
Yeah.
That is wheat. I noticed just from a few crumbs. It's ridiculous.
really?
Yeah, no.
I've still got problems, so I'm still think I'm intolerant to something.
Literally, she had nothing all day one day, and we had a Costa, and like she had this berry smoothie, and like we got back to mine, and she looked like she was like 9 months pregnant.
So I think I think blackberries were on my list. I was just like,
swelled up that much that she actually looked pregnant, and then it went down like. Thank God, it went down.
You impregnated me on the bus ride home, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Absolute beast.
So he's seen like what it can do. I'm literally am like out here. It's awful.
And the word for a digestion problem is having the shits. Well, I'm just Eddie one's comment. Another word for a digestion problem is having shits, or not having the shits for a very long time, like for like days on end.
It's
like,
the bloating and the churn. It's the bloating and the churning and the pain I get that puts me off. But apparently, it was in the news earlier. Somebody has stumbled across a cure for Crohn's disease and other similar illnesses.
Autoimmune stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so they've actually stumbled across. It's a DNA defect that 96 or 97% of the people with Crohn's and similar problems all have. And they're trying to reverse it. So I was like, sign me up.
Get on there, yeah. I've been waiting for that pancreas transplant my whole life as well.
Sign me up. See, I got told I was like overreacting and a total psycho for having separate stuff, you see, by like my ex-husband. I was thinking, no, I bloody ain't. I want my own toaster. I'm fucking having it.
It can lead to bowel cancer and all sorts if you're not careful. See that, man. You need to make.
It makes you so ill because it's not just like, oh, you get the shits. It glues your small intestines up.
Yeah.
And you can't absorb any vitamins and nutrients.
Yeah, man. I feel for you.
There you go. For you that are probably eating a bit late.
We're talking about shit.
We are. Sticky, gluey intestines.
Wow.
Sorry, it's not a vape chat anymore.
If you're just tuning in now, don't do
it. Science.
We can try and drag it back around to me.
Ryan. Are you involved with Aramaxi then? Because obviously you was on the store at Expo, and I just wondered, are you involved with them, or is it just
I'm not really. You see, it's a funny one. I'm not really involved with them. I really like the product. So James, you know James, Aramaxi James. How it all started is one day this fella just walks into the shop, he's asking questions, this, that, and the other, bought 1 or 2 little bits and bobs, disappeared. I was like, that's a sound guy. Like him. Comes back a few weeks later, it's like, oh, by the way, I'm Flavora. I'm like, you sneaky little bugger, you were scoping the joint out, weren't you, and whatnot. And then a few months later, it's like, flavors coming out, blah 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 blah. Aramaxi. I tried them, really liked them. Tried some early mixes and whatnot. They launched them at the ecigshop. I think that's what he was doing. He was scoping out the shops to make sure like he approached outlets that he valued to stock the liquid, not just any pop-up vape shop that's just going to put it on sale for a $5 and just, you know what I mean? And I did promo. Anything I like, I promo it. Like if I like it, I'm raving about it. I'm not paid or anything like that, and I really liked it. Brendan from Flavora came over to launch Aramaxi, and they did like the launch video from the shop. And I think that's where people sort of getting it misconstrued, like, oh, he's part of Aramaxi, but I'm not. And then they just asked me if I want to do Expo. I was like, yeah. And so the one in October, I only went for the Sunday because I was working the Saturday and blah, 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 blah. But they asked me ahead of time for May, just gone. So I was like, yeah, I'm there for you for the full 4 days. And why wouldn't I? I like the products, really like the people. They're going to cover my accommodation and my food. Like, I'm there, baby. You know what I mean? But I mean, if Dripax approached me, if Carl Exceptional approached me, any brands, any companies within the industry that I enjoy their products, I'll work with them. You know what I mean? And as well, it's more exposure for the ecigshop. You know what I mean? So that's how I blagged it with Nat. You know what I'm saying? Let me go Expo, because then we'll have a presence at Expo. But I'm just there with Aramaxi, basically hanging out with my friends. Luke was with us, Gamer Tech, if he's still in the chat. Brendan, and then a couple of the guys.
That's a great team.
Yeah, man. It was good fun, and like I say, if I'll go with anybody whose company I enjoy, I'll go Expo with them. Like it's like going to a festival to me. Lots of people I know like festivals and stuff, music festivals. You want to go with people you get on with. I'm into vaping. Why wouldn't I want to go to the Expo? And then I've been invited to go with people whose company I enjoy. I'm gonna go with it. I'm not involved. I'm not part of the development or anything to do with the business. But James does pop in and say, "Look, this is a new flavor. What do you think to it? Still working on it. Blah blah blah." Gets my feedback and whatnot. He seems to value my feedback on flavors. I can't tell you ever exactly what I'm tasting because my palate is terrible, but I can tell you if I like something and why I like it. I'm not one to say, oh, I'll get this layer and that note and stuff like that unless it's really obvious. And I mean, I don't know if you know James, but the guy's an absolute genius with flavors. Like he'll try a flavor and goes, that's in it, that's in it, that's in it, this amount, that amount, and it's usually very close, if not spot on. I could never do anything like that at all. So Aramaxi are far beyond my skill level to be involved in. While they're making good products and they're doing the right thing for the industry, I'll give them any support I possibly can. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Do you do your mixing in your DIY flavors? Do you do bottle shots and things like that where you send out the flavor concentrate and then the VG, PG and the Nick shots?
Yeah,
you do those as well at ecigshop, do you?
Yeah. So for the ecigshop flavors, we do our most popular one shots. We do as bottle shot kits. You can buy them alone or as a kit. You select a strength and the base mixes you want, and then we'll just send it all out to you. You just come in and buy it. I do it with the TGWD flavors, and then more recently, so the direction that the ecigshop is heading in now, unfortunately, full DIY is dying a death in terms of like single flavors. Everybody's moving towards long fills, bottle shots, one shots, the easier DIY products. So we've got a lot of single flavor stock that we need to get rid of quick, which is why we're adding lots and lots of stuff to the super clearance, as we're calling it. And then once they're gone, we're going to replace them with brands of one shots, bottle shots, and whatnot. So I'll be reaching out to anybody that's any brands and stuff like the baked and shaked stuff like that. We do the one shots. I asked them if they do bottle shots. And I was like, yo, you guys just do it yourself. Knock up your own label, get it done. We trust you guys and whatever. So as soon as we've got the space to put these products on a shelf, you're going to see far more DIY orientated options in the shop, and hopefully encourage people to get into that side of things, and hope that the big old bad government don't twig that, you know, DIY could be effed with as well. Because in everything they've announced, I mean, nothing's been confirmed, as we know, but they've suggested certain things, and none of it seems to mention anything to do with DIY.
Yeah.
And while that's the case,
the nicotine part of that,
the nicotine that's going to be hit.
Yeah,
but the DIY should be
individually. But I mean, short fills though, they stand to be messed with.
Yeah.
And there's no nicotine in those. That's my concern.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to put like a nicotine tax, but yet it seems for what's been proposed, it's going to affect products that don't contain nicotine. It's not just a 10 mil, it's a short stuff as well.
It's a vape hate crime. Come on.
100%. But
I mean, it's going
DIY
to be
though,
ridiculous, isn't it?
all the
One
individual
nick shot,
components.
they reckon one nick shot's
I
going
don't
to be about
sugarcoat
£4.
it. There's no excuse for whatever they're doing. There's no reason. Their reasons for doing what they're doing don't make sense, especially because it's just them not doing their job in the first place.
Yeah. They're going to have a hard time attacking DIY though, because all the products for DIY are just food grade products.
That's what I mean.
So what are you doing?
If they're going to up that just because it's obviously being used for a vaping cessation product.
Yeah.
Either which way, I can go buy them individually down that aisle in like Tesco's or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So I mean, you've seen a lot of brands over the years that have smelt this coming on. I mean, Nat's been aware of, for as long as I've known Nat and the ecigshop, she has on occasion said like, one day the government's going to come for us and it's just the vape thing's always going to be destroyed. I'm like, nah, it's not. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't even vape. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, and lo and behold, all this time later, they've come for us. They had to tax it at some point, didn't they?
Yeah,
they had to tax it at some point. Like they just had to. It was going to happen. But for what's being proposed, at least, anyways, insane.
Basically.
Yeah, I get that. From what I understand, they're just trying to bring it in line with traditional tobacco products. But like traditional tobacco products have been on the increase for like decades. Like you can't just make it like you've had a steady slope with your city smokers. You're just like, well, there you go, like you're right up there. I'm like, give us a break, man. Come on, give us some time to adjust.
Like, we haven't even
find a way around it.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say about, I have every faith that whatever they propose, whatever may or may not happen, like the industry's always found a way around it.
Yeah.
Like look at TPD. Look how quickly like we got around TPD.
Park, man, vape finds a way.
Yeah, I mean the whole vape started by people like mods were old school torches and e-liquids is food flavorings and food grade products all put together. Like we take the scraps and bits and bobs of whatever we can get our hands on and make something out of it, man. That's what the vape industry really is.
There's going to be ways around it. Most definitely.
Man. I can't wait. I mean, to be fair, I have heard about something else that's emerging in e-liquid in America. That is a certain kind of nut extract. So I've been approached by somebody who was just like, have you heard about this? I'm like, no. So instead of nicotine, so they can't tax it, I think it's Aki nut or something like that. I can't remember what it's called.
I think I saw something about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Berry.
Not nice. It's a knot. It's ACAE, not Akai. I can't remember what it's. I can't remember how it's pronounced, but certain somebody's mentioned
it's an alternative to nicotine, isn't it?
Yeah, but I was like, so what is it like? When he first mentioned it, I'm like, is it like Flash Hit Enhancer from Flavor Art, where it mimics the effects of nicotine? He's like, nah, it's not nicotine at all. It's a different kind of buzz. And I'm like, what do you mean a different kind of buzz? I don't like where this is going. I don't like the word buzz. You know what I mean? I don't think we should associate the word buzz with something when the government are on our back, bro. Like, so please let me know. I'm still waiting to try some, get hold of some and see what this is. But I mean, it might even be the emergence or the re-emergence of CBD.
Yeah.
I mean, if CBD isn't affected, people might switch to that instead of nicotine. It provides a similar kind of relief and has other benefits. Well, not that it's beneficial. I'm not a professional medical professional. I'm not saying, you know what I mean. Before we get in trouble, I'm not advising you to use it. But yeah, Batel nut is what Monty's saying. It might be that. Yeah, it's RC. There we go. Areca. That's the one. That's the one that I came across. Areca or something like that.
That's what I saw about the other day.
So, but what I am scared of though is it will start people trying to find an alternative to nicotine to avoid the tax. And it might become like a bit of a Wild West thing where people are just throwing anything in products just to get around it. And that's not going to end well. I can't see that, because people just keep trying stuff until somebody gets hurt. And as soon as somebody gets hurt or gets ill, then the whole of the industry is effed. That's what I thought would be the end of disposables, to be honest with you. I never thought disposables would end because of appealing to kids. I thought it was going to end because somebody's pet got hurt from chewing on one. Somebody's kid got hurt from picking one up in a park on a hot day and the sun's made it go pop, or people are throwing them in the bin like melons. And, you know, wheelie bins get kind of hot in the summer, you know, and LiPo batteries don't like heat. All it takes is for those to go pop, bin catches fire, up against the house catches fire, and then all of a sudden vaping as a whole is banned. That's what I was scared was going to happen.
Yeah.
The argument about appealing to kids is really frustrating because
it gets annoying when that's their argument, especially when on the ends in B&M stores, they're on the queues, they're next to packs of Skittles, man. You know what I mean? How can you like say it looks nice to children when it's there in front of them?
Put it in
if
front
it's
of them
out,
there,
they're not going to get it.
the responsibility has been placed on this industry when some of the responsibility is also on the parents. The amount of parents that come into the shop clearly don't have a clue, but they've been sent in by their kid. And then they're like, oh, I don't have this flavored e-liquid or whatever. So let me just call her and find out. And then I can hear like, you know, some 12-year-old on the phone. I'm like, bro, I can't sell you this anymore, man. Like, I can't do it. Oh no, but I'm old enough. Like, yeah, but as it goes, as long as I suspect it, I can't sell it to you. And now I suspect it. You know what I mean? And shop owners have the same attitude as parents. I get what parents say. The parents that allow their kids to vape. I get it's like I'd rather them do that than smoke cigarettes. Okay, cool. Yeah, who wouldn't? Yeah, but at the same time, would you buy them cigarettes because you prefer them to do that than take harder drugs? No. So that argument has no basis at all. Like, where do you draw the line? You know what I mean? It's either you don't consume things you shouldn't be consuming, or you do. You can't pick and choose.
Our generation smoked young, and this is what we did to stop that. A lot of them, I very much doubt, started smoking, so they've just started to vape to look cool, which is what we did with the smoking. But
we hid it from our parents. You know what I mean? Like, if our parents were okay with us smoking cigarettes,
first we were nicking it off them or nicking
mine, because both of mine smoked.
Mum, grab me a pack of 10 when you go down.
You know what I mean? I first started smoking B&H Gold because that's what my mum was on, and that stuff would wipe me out.
I used to nick my dad's, and they were sovereigns, I think.
Oh, big boy.
Little JBS, John Player.
I used to have a note when I was about 12. Can you give my son a packet of cigarettes? And I used to give it to the shopkeeper, and he'd give me the fags, and I'd go back and go, "Here you go, Mum." I was like 12 years old.
That worked once.
My mum would try that with me on occasion. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. It's the little note.
Obviously we knew the news days when he was at the top of the road. But
the kids that are vaping now, it's just.
Eddie wants to know what you've got in your burrow.
Sounds rowdy.
Yeah, man. What coils have you got in there, bro?
2 core aliens. And they're a little bit special. They're a bit.
Who makes them? Redbeard, yeah.
Redbeard.
Yeah. They've got to be special if they're for Woody.
Redbeard coils, when we started stocking those in the shop recently.
Look them up on Facebook. Redbeard coils.
We got them at the ecigshop. Buy them at the ecigshop.
or buy them at the ecigshop.
Cheeky flag.
This is what it's for.
That's what it's for. It's fine.
Any shout outs or anything
it's Andy Prescott. If you want to find the fella that makes them, Redbeard Coils or Andy Prescott is a lovely guy. Hit him up. There might even be somewhere close to you that has them because lots of places stock them.
Just say to Andy you want Woody's spec because it's my own spec.
Woody's
I've got to ask for them apparently.
I can heavily recommend his Glocks. Wonderful. I've got a Colt in this at the moment. And when this, I've had it in there a while now and it's had some batter, but it's still a little bit crackly and poppily. But yeah, the Magnum is very good, but I wouldn't put it in a burrow because it needs some real power and real heat. And
the Magnums are awesome. These ones in here are called Mac 10s.
The Game
Mac
of
10s.
the
Yeah, we
Glock.
stocked those as well. The Mac 10s,
Look,
the
the
Colts, the Glocks, the Magnums now, and then
Are they
some
all
AR-15s.
names of guns? Are they?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got
man, 'cause that's what I'm
MP5s. He's got all different guns.
Has he got any M16s?
I don't think he's got an M16, but the thing with Andy is he hates them. Absolutely hates the noise. He
Really?
can't stand it. He
I
said,
love it.
and
I've been using this to get in the little crackles. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I want to know how he does it though, innit? Because like I know alien coils tend to crackle and pop a bit, but nowhere near. Like, so what I get from the red bit, because I tried lots of different kinds of alien coils in my time,
Yeah.
but nothing like made the noise like these do. And I like my extra stimulus, man. It might be a little bit of the tism, I don't know, but anything that's giving me some sort of extra stimulus.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sound. I can hear it as well. Great. It's better
Yeah,
than just
even,
raping it.
even if the button's got a nice click, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're
why I used to like
peeling off that
squonking, just
protective
the
film, you're like,
noise.
ooh.
I mean,
What noise, sorry?
anybody
Say
can
that
make a
noise again?
two-core alien. That's the thing. You can make a
Yeah.
two-core alien. You won't get a cracker. It's the actual spec of the wires. You've
Yeah.
got to get them right.
You're bang on right, yeah. Because I would say I've tried lots and I've never come across anything that makes that noise again. But I would love to hear your squonk noise again, please.
I used to sit there and just go.
She loves it. She loves the squonk.
It's about time for squonking to make its round and the trends.
Oh, I
This
know,
is what
right?
I've always said. Like, obviously, I worked back in V-Juice back in the day, and it was like mechs were the big thing, then RDAs were the big thing, and then squonks were the big things, and then it went back to sub-ohm. Sub-ohm came back around. You know, it's like the circle of vape.
What I found with the trend is like sub-ohming was like a constant until pods. But then borrows would come and go. I've seen borrows come and go like 4 times in my vaping career. Squonking come and go. But I feel like now sub-ohming and sub-ohm tanks and that sort of stock coil sub-ohminess is part of the trend circle rather than a constant now. But we are seeing I saw a post for a new Nightmare RDA recently, and brands apparently are pushing out more sub-ohm and hobbyist equipment again, which is what I've been waiting for the longest time. So hopefully this is going to get, you know, that the sense of community in the vaping industry, I feel like has been lost a little bit since lockdown, or just before lockdown, really.
Not going to help my bank account.
I think convenience took over after COVID. Convenience and like pods hit that convenience. You know, borrows and stuff like that. They were larger capacity and stuff. You know, it's all about convenience.
We're all suckers for that.
The hobbyist stuff. It's for me. It's the Expo with that ohm zone getting bigger. Since then, like I've just seen a growth in like the hobbyist and like everything like that. Over in Germany, watching their expo, it's like
I want to go to Stuttgart next year.
You know what I mean? Like to have that modders gallery and shit.
Again, man. The expo organizers, they need to pull their finger out, man. They need to pull. And I get it's about money. I get that, like you need to earn money to put the event on. I get that, but you've got that many big ass brands that aren't hobbyist brands that have the money. Take the money from them, charge them that little bit more so you can charge the Ohm Zone people that little bit less, and watch how many more people come to the expo. And if more people are coming to the expo, those bigger brands aren't going to be that bothered about paying that extra bit more.
No,
they'll make it up and more, won't they, instantly? So
the worrying thing is if this, I mean, the government's stopped at the moment because we're having the general election. But if Labour get in, I don't know what's happening with the ban. But if Conservatives get in and the disposable ban goes ahead, is there going to be an expo in Birmingham? Because if all those disposable people pull out, there's not going to be enough people there unless they do sort something out to fill the expo. Well, and then they're not going to make the money to put it on. So it's all a bit.
The disposable brands have sort of edged away from the traditional disposable. What the fuck is that? Those pre-filled pods and this pre-filled and that, and you can use it more than once because it's not a ban on disposables, it's a ban on single use.
So because it's got
trying to get the way around it,
be it a removable pod,
so
be it
it's still a disposable bit here, but it's got a removable pod, so it's not a one use. So they're
One
getting
use,
around
yeah.
it that way. I've seen them
Yeah.
coming
A
already.
bit like
You've probably
that.
seen the same.
The Asmodus one.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't like when brands like Asmodus come out.
No, I got given that. I was a bit baffled by that. I was like,
I mean, I see some interesting looking things. I can't remember what brand it was at the last expo. I never saw them myself, but somebody came over to Aramaxi's stand with Rob, and it's a vape pod looking kit, similar size to the GoTech. He pulled off the side, and then there were these little like bubble packs full of juice, and then you just like push one of the bubble packs up, and then you consume the juice that's in that little bubble pack, and then throw that one away, and just push it up again, and then there's another one. You get 5 of these little. They look like pill foiled, the foiled back pill case thingy bobs, but they've got juice in it. There's all kinds of crazy things. I mean, as soon as the disposable ban was started to be spoken of, the IVG turned out with that flipping twisty bloody well thing in it. Well, it's not a single use anymore. So I'm like, but it's still the same problem with the.
We tried them. They're not great. Some of the flavors taste rank, and I've just still some of them all right. But I know what you're saying. Getting around it by like, we can twist it, and it's
loopholes in it, removable parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Oven across the bottom. Yeah, if they done it once a year instead of twice annually, that would solve the issue, because then everybody had come onto that one event.
Yeah, instead of every few months, like 2 a year, maybe.
2 a year is a bit much. I mean, even pre-COVID, when Expo was a little bit more popping, it would have made more sense to just do the one and have a big one. And I don't know how I feel about. I mean, it was it on Bogan's video when he laid into Expo? He was saying like, get rid of the stage, and I'm like, do you know what? I've never even considered that. I wouldn't know if getting rid of the stage is a good thing or a bad thing, really. I know it's extra money for them because you have to pay to get on the stage, and unless they need people to fill it up, and then they just ask you to get on there. But I mean, at the one just gone May, it was annoying more than anything. I don't know if it was the host or anything, but she was shrill as hell. Like, she clearly didn't know.
Maybe we're glad we missed it, eh?
Yeah, like some people just like, she has stage presence and everything, but you clearly, like, when she ran out of stuff to say, she would just make a weird noise. And it was just annoying as fuck. It's like, shut up. And in October, they had Indian Apache. If I have to hear Wine Your Body one more time.
Boom, shakalaka.
It was good the first time, right?
We were singing it like the whole weekend.
It's now back in my head. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
it literally just jump in my head, and I'd be like, Dumb and Dumber.
It wouldn't leave my head for a good few months after October. Jesus.
Stuttgart's got a better idea, because they have the business owners on stage, and have like a chat, which is 2 people in chairs with the microphones discussing their business.
Going to say a panel.
And then they have
that would be nicer to listen to, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't mind music occasionally.
They're not throwing out the free shit, and people aren't fighting and knocking wheelchairs out the way and punching each other and holding their apps up. They're just
nobody in my wheelchair. They wouldn't dare.
Get some owners, get some influencers, get some personalities, get some people in the scene, sit on stage, let them answer questions from the crowd, give them some topics to discuss on, you know what I mean? A bit like what a lot of vapors do on this.
Bye, Woody.
Yeah, and he's back.
And we thought I'd be the problem tonight with internet.
I'm actually tethering from my phone right now. I've not had internet in my flat for like 2 months. Or I do have I still downstairs is internet, but for some reason, since I got back from Australia, they've been stuck on like 3 megabits per second, and I can't deal with that. I can't play Helldivers with 3 megabits per second.
No. I know what it's like. I've got horrible internet here.
Yeah, so just unlimited data on my phone, and I just plug my phone into a laptop USB, never that bad boy, and play that. But fix the awards. To be fair, the Expo Awards, I went to one of the award shows. It was the very first Expo I went with, and I went with a brand called Chemical Clown. It's a friend of mine's brand, and he was supposed to go to the show with his uncle, but his uncle got ill, who was at the Expo. So it's like, got a spare ticket, bring a suit to come into the show. And I was like, what's a vape awards show? And I get in there, and it's 3-piece suits, and it's looking like the Oscars and stuff. I'm like, this is a little bit pretentious, isn't it? This is a little bit much. But then by the back end of it, after seeing the fire eaters and the magicians and stuff, I'm like, yo, this is sick. This is fire. We had table service and everything like this. I felt like a star. I did, mate. That was before anybody even knew I was. It's the weird guy with dreadlocks just trying to convince you to buy e-liquid with the bobbly hat on it, you know. But it was the post awards thing when they'll go out into the complex and the casinos and whatnot and start networking. It's just getting drunk, really, you know. That's the bit that I really do enjoy. Like one just gone in May, we went to Resort World or whatever, and I'm sat with James from Araxi, Barry from Pixie Juice, a couple of these YouTubers that I'd not come across before, but everybody was like rushing them and trying to impress them and whatnot. And I checked out their content, and they were really sound people. I'm glad I met them as people before I started subscribing to their content and watching it. You know what I mean? But that's the bit that I really enjoy myself, because it's everybody sort of drops there's not that much vape talk. You know what I mean? We've been doing vape all day long at the show, and then afterwards it's like, oh, you're a human being as well. You do you do other things other than vape. Like, oh, me too. Wow, you like video games? I like video games. Never would have thought you like video games. Why not? But no, I just pictured you just doing nothing but vaping and making e-liquid. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's good to attach real lives to these personalities and these figures that you see on the internet, and that's the key thing at Expo. A lot of people, I remember when I first started going, everyone was like, oh, you get all this free stuff, and I was like, wow, all this free stuff. Guys at Expo, like, I can't wait to get some free things, and then by the time I've done the first day, I'm like, I've had more fun just talking to random people. You know what I mean? It's just finding out that there are other people that are as into this as I am. Because in my social circles, even the guys I work with at the shop, Tom and James, Albino nutcase, what's going on, Neil? They're not into vaping as much as I am. So when I get into vape mode, I just see the eyes roll. I'm like, all right, Ryan, like, it's a job. Like, just no, it's not. Vape is for life. Love it. You know what I mean? And just being around other people that share that same sort of mindset. Whereas my non-vaping friends or my non-smoker friends or whatever, anytime, like, if we're together and somebody walks past with a vape, they go, oh, look, Ryan, vape. I'm like, just chill out, all right? You know what I mean? Like, just chill out. Like, you're into football. Every time we see somebody with that one called football shirt on, yeah. And the worst thing about it is, though, I know every single time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Vupu Drag S.
Like, do you want the real answer? Or do you want me to
million power battery? You know what I mean? It's best with the 0.3 ohm coils and some 60-40 juice. And
I can see from here he's running.
You know what I mean? It's like, I spent definitely diacetyls in that e-liquid.
You need to charge his battery. He needs to charge his battery.
Yeah, I worked as a doorman in Chesterfield for a bit, and the amount of people that would come up to me, you got any spare e-liquid on you? I'm like, show me your ID or get lost, all right? That's not why I'm here. But I'll never forget the time a very, very frequent customer came up to me. He's like, my mod's gone dead. Have you got any spare batteries on you? I'm like, what do you think this is, bro? I'm working like as a doorman here, but yes, I do. Wait right there. I'm
trying to be like, what? I do, yeah. But that's not the point.
This is not the place for that, you know. Locally, that's what made me known locally for the vape thing, because I would go out in town very much into vape, and I had like 3 pockets on me, pockets full of juice and whatnot in my combats and whatever, and I'm just saw people vaping. Oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Blah blah blah. ecigshop. Here's a card. Did some sort of like cheeky plug-in in the back of the club. You know what I mean? Hey, the best place to convert smokers into vapors is in the fag shelter in the back of a club.
Yeah, or like beer garden or whatever. Yeah.
With juice. I love people. There's a guy at work. He's like, do you have any juice? I'm like, do I have any juice? He's like, I'm only asking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, that was me. That was me. Like, what are you into? Open my little bum bag. It's like a bar.
Yeah, the thing is, down here, I don't know what it's like where you lot live, but down here we can vape in all the pubs. All our pubs let us vape. We don't have to go outside. I mean, if you chuck in massive clouds, they get the ump a bit. But I just vape my boroi, but I hold it in. as long as I can, and then just blow a little bit out.
I mean, most of them sell flipping disposables now round here. They're selling behind the counter for like £10 a pop, and people buy them, innit? I'm like, you know what? Here, take this Cross Mini, right? And then here's a bottle of juice in a pod. When it's out, come and see me at this shop, and I'll sort you out with something else.
Yeah, innit?
The amount of people that will come into the shop is like, oh, I saw you out on Saturday night and you said you was going to give me some free juice. I'm like, shut up, not while the boss is here, all right? Like, here's the juice, all right? And make sure you keep coming back to make me look good so I don't get in trouble.
I'll hook up when you shut up.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, then took it online and it went from there, man. But I find I just vape anywhere. I'll be in Tesco's doing my shopping. Like, if you spark a cigarette anywhere, like, get out now, that's a fine or something. If you start vaping, they're like, you can't do that anymore. So you might as well just try for that first. You might as well test the waters, innit?
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize it and do it again 10 minutes later. I'm like,
I'll just do it just as I'm walking in, like.
Yeah.
Stealthy vaping in hotels, eh, babe?
Yeah.
Stealthy.
We do that. We do that.
Yeah, somebody set the alarms off at the hotel, the Holiday Inn we were staying at Expo. I woke. It was the night after the first night out drinking, and I was woken up by the alarm sounding. And I woke up and was like, "It's me!" Look, I'm looking around like, "Wait a second, I've just woken up. That cannot be me vaping." Like,
rookie error. Put a shower cap or a sock over the smoke detector.
One of the expos, so I went with the ecigshop. I did that, and I left the sock on there as I went out, and obviously room service came in to change it. There was a letter. There was some other materials as well, so of the herbal persuasion there as well, right? And they didn't leave a note about that. They left a note like, you can't put a sock over the fire extinguisher, over the fire alarm. I'm like, but that's right there, and you just said nothing about that.
Nothing about
yeah. But yeah, that was fun. I just took a picture of the letter. And
you can have that, but fire safety.
Yeah, I'm like, it makes no sense, man.
My big sister does that. Sends me a message. Do you have any juice? I tell her no. She's like, you had cupboards full last week. Then why ask me?
Yeah,
they didn't accept. They didn't accept the herbal bribe.
No, they did. No, that was for you. The herbal bribe.
Man.
Yeah. So, what are your fresh? Let's go with you. What's your favorite flavor profile? If you had no juice, but you could have a bottle of anything, what would it be?
Blue raspberry lemonade. But everyone knows that. Everyone
we
knows
know yours, Woody.
No, yours,
everyone
Woody.
knows.
You all know.
Thank you, Fresh. Mine would be a blackcurrant.
A blackcurrant, yeah.
I love a good blackcurrant.
All right, okay.
Nice and juicy.
Have you tried any of the crystallize from Dripax? Do you like cold?
Yeah, not menthol, but
no,
like
just iced.
Crystallize
blackcurrant with ice. They call them long fills, but I have this issue with Dripax over this, is because if it's a 60ml bottle and 30ml of it is the flavoring, that's not a long fill, because a long fill you need to fill up more of the bottle than not, and that's so I would refer to that as a midfill, and I want to coin that. All right, we do midfills at the ecigshop, and I've never heard anybody use the term midfill before, so I want to coin that. But yeah, the blackcurrant ice is dangerously good, man. If you haven't given that a go, give it a try. What about yourself, Woody?
What is that called again? Sorry?
It's crystallize, because they were trying to rip off the crystal disposables, which really annoys me. Like, if you don't want people to think disposables are good, stop trying to imitate them.
Yeah.
But what do I know, right? What do I know?
Be original. You
know what I mean? But I mean, you can't deny good flavors when you get them, man. But yeah, the rhubarb custard is very good as well. Yeah, man. But Woody, what about yourself? What's your go-to?
Mine's blue ras lemonade with a hint of ice.
Yeah.
That if I could.
Has it always been blue ras lemonade, or has it only been since like the disposable hype? Because blue ras lemonade wasn't that popular of a flavor profile until the disposy revolution.
I don't know.
Well, what you want to ask?
Last 3 years, I'd say. About the last 3 years, it's been blue ras, and then blue ras lemonade, and I never liked cold flavors. never at all. But Monty said to me, get yourself some WS-23, couple of grips in it, and I tried it, and I was like, whoa, I'm converted. So all down to Monty, really.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then
So
yourself?
If I could only vape one flavour, that would be it. Blue Ras Lemonade with a hint of ice.
I see. I do have a bit of a vendetta against Blue Ras vapors. They're like crackheads. I'm sorry. There's that many since the disposable hyper sweet stuff came
flavor,
out.
Innit?
They're like,
blue sour.
It has to be Blue Ras. I can only vape Blue Ras. I'm like, you've been shopping with me for like 6 years now, right? And you've only been on Blue Ras for this last 2 years. So don't tell me that you could only vape Blue Ras, because I know that's a lie, right? You just stop it. But if we run out of Blue Ras or sour blue raspberry Nick salts and e-liquids, the till feels it. Trust me. I've had somebody come in late morning for a specific brand of sour blue raspberry Nick salt. I'm like, we're out of stock at the moment, but it has been ordered. Like, just keep in touch with the Facebook page. I'll let you know when it's back in or whatever. They came back just later in the afternoon. Like, is it back yet? Is it? I'm like, no, but you can try something else.
Looking for
and I'm like,
fix.
yeah, I'm like, that's kind of fiendish. That is, like I've never known any flavor profile to do that to somebody at all. So whatever compounds are in Blue Ras flavorings are getting into.
Mine would be anything cherry, not Blue Ras, cherry.
Cherry, you like cherry, don't you?
I was going to say, there's not that well in terms of DIYing anyway. Like, there's not that many, if any, decent cherry flavors I've come across.
It's hard to get a nice cherry without it either tasting like medicine or chemically.
Marzipan.
I've noticed.
I get a lot of like almondy marzipan sort of vibe from a lot of cherries as well.
Which I can't have much pastry or cakes anymore, kind of makes me feel a little bit sick. So it's difficult to find a good
cherry
one.
Can either taste too much like, just the cherry skins, that tart flavour.
Or too sickly sweet.
For me, I like it when it tastes like cherry drops. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I like cherry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Cherry drops, own brew, candied cherry or candy cherry. Give that a try. If you shout me, I'm pretty sure we've got some of the concentrate at the shop. If you get in contact with me after this and remind me that I said I'll send you some out, then I'll send you some out so you can give that a try. Do you mix liquids at all, or am I going to have to do it for you?
I've never tried, but it is something I want to start doing.
Hey, this is it. This is what we're going to do. Then you're going to get in contact with me, and then I'm going to send you out what you need.
I mean, I get an idea in my head, and then I've got several, and then I get a bit overwhelmed, and then I don't know what I'm doing, and then I just sit in a mood. So
I can relate to that. Trust me.
I need to get some other ideas out of my head first, so I can concentrate on it. And moving house and doing it up, and it's all I can think about is what painting and decorating I've got to do. It's
well, when you're ready to give it a go, make sure you contact me, and I'll get you like a little starter kit.
It's something we've wanted to do, isn't it, Dougie? Because we want to
we'll do it on a live.
Yeah, we want to get into making our own, because I mean, we buy a lot of our stuff, and we get sent stuff, and a lot of the time we're just like, oh, that sounded better than it was, or that it needs some of that, so we can, why not do our own?
Yeah, man. When you're ready to get into that, let me know. So what's going on, Jake?
KVR range.
Yeah, get it done. There's my other half, my worse half, Jake Vapes in other place. What's going on, bro?
Hi, Jake.
Bye.
Yeah.
Mullenberry red cherry, sesame juicy cherry. Inawera cherries is a better cherry, but it still has a lot to be. Leaves a lot to be desired, I feel personally. But I've not tried the sesame one. The Mullenberry one, I believe I've tried as well. We ain't like that, bro. You wish we was like that, bro. That was me throwing you a bone.
Literally.
He shut you down, man.
Yeah, that's what I do. I build him up and then I just tear him down over and over again. Saying that, I was supposed to do a live review on Monday, weren't I, Jake? And I completely forgot to even get in contact with you again. This keeps happening on Monday. Yeah, we're both very busy at the moment, though, innit? So yeah, it's all love.
Does anybody have any questions for Ryan?
Yeah, we'll just do a quick little thingamajigger. I did ask at the beginning for people to have their questions ready. Anybody got any questions for our esteemed panel and our guest?
Fire at me. Nothing is off.
Lucy, have you got any questions at all? Or?
I had nothing prepared as usual.
It makes for the best lives that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we tend to wing it at life.
Yeah. That's the best way for it. Whenever
Go on, 18 viewers. Anybody got a question?
any questions? Get some questions
on,
in, and then I'll get generous.
It doesn't even have to be vape related. Oh, did you hear that?
Any questions you like.
See, usually we get asked what's our favourite sausage, but we can't really do that. Well, you said Linda McCartney, so
Linda
it's
McCartney,
done.
Yeah.
What's everyone's favourite device from Gamertech?
Oh,
What's everyone's favourite device?
Ooh, that's a tough one, isn't it?
that is.
That's a tough one.
I'm going to
go knee deep.
I was going to say, if we're going for mix, it's my fillers and my regens. But pods, I think it's a toss-up between the crosses and the slims. It's really difficult.
Yeah, the crosses, the slims are top of the pile when it comes to.
I use both daily.
They're the daily pods.
Which one do you prefer, though? If you could only have one, would it be a cross or a slim?
I love the cross pod. I just love the 0.6 pod. I love it.
I started off on these.
Yeah.
And then I got introduced to these.
Okay. Yeah. How long have you been vaping
I'm saying both. No.
Who?
No.
Sorry, name just left my head. Yeah, sorry.
There you go. It's there now.
Yeah.
Stabby.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Thank you.
Upstairs. How long have we been vaping for? Yeah. Since February the 1st, 2018.
Okay, cool. So I out of the cross or the slim, it's a toss-up. The cross is a better device to use simply because it's easier to refill. Whenever anybody comes to the shop and wants to get off disposables, I'm like, you want a cross because there's no plug to unplug or anything like that. You just snap the top off, fill it up.
I don't know. Since they've introduced the.
No, I hate those. I hate the side fill.
You hate them? Oh, I love them.
I push it in when I'm trying to open it. I end up pushing the whole thing inside the hole.
I've done that
many
once.
Of my customers do the same thing.
Done that once, but
I have to get my teeth on them to get it out.
I just got tweezers, but I like the sides, like the top
side
fill. I like it, so it's still too hard for me to decide.
For me, like
slim. Oh, go ahead.
Just the cross for me, like everybody's different. Everybody's gonna like say, but they are both in the carry and they are both top performers in my opinion. Like, but then obviously mech wise, it's
Regenesis. I love my
Regens and fillers.
Regen, Death Wish. I'm looking for
the Regenesis. Death Wish have got something new coming. We're so excited, aren't we?
I love how that shape of the Regenesis. I'm like,
oh, they're beautiful, aren't they?
Something different. You know what I mean?
The hand.
They're just so beautiful, and they perform amazing.
Yeah.
But then they're mine. So Woody's.
My favourite devices are obviously Boros.
He's got
really?
At the moment, it's the
Who would have known?
But I do like my Hussar Locus. That is one of my favourites. And for mechs, Forge Mod.
Forged, baby.
Forge Mod is my favourite.
I saw the Palmer's video today.
Yeah, they're banging, aren't they? They're beautiful.
Oh, that red.
Because I only use the Forge in the evenings because else I cloud the lounge out and I've already killed 2 TVs.
Is that why you've been put in the kitchen, Woody?
Yeah, because I killed 2 TVs, an Xbox, and 2 Virgin boxes by vaping in the lounge. So
Yeah, no, I can't sub home around my PC anymore. It costs me so much money. I can't like I see these horror stories of people blowing vape in through the fans, and it's like, oh look, my PC's vaping. Like, no, your PC's dying. Stop it,
Yeah,
please.
no, don't do
Please
that.
stop it. Please stop it. I know it looks
Do
cool.
they not know that vape's moisture?
Yeah, they don't. I know somebody that had
yeah,
a
and it
little
sticks. It sticks
aim.
to the fans, the chips. Because
Yeah,
I've
it's
got an
sticky,
Xbox
isn't
Series
it? Yeah.
X,
A
and the
friend of
Series
mine.
X, I had to have it sent off to be repaired. It took nearly a year to dry it out, and I got it back luckily, and it's working again now. But
Tuck
cost me a
Woody.
lot of money.
What's your
Bad
favourite
boy.
device, Jake? What's your favourite device, mate?
Jake's favorite device is whichever one he's being given free by whichever brand is giving it to him at the time.
Whoa.
To be fair, I'm sort of interested actually, Jake. What is your favorite device? I don't even think I know. How many inches has your hairline receded? You dickhead, shut up, man.
You need to answer the question yet, mate. What's your favourite
Me?
device?
It's a tough one, but like the E-Leaf eye power with a Cleto with the RBA head in that bad boy. I don't use it too much anymore.
120 or the original Cleto?
The original Cleto. The original Cleto with the RBA head in, man.
They were badass, and to be fairly honest, the Cletos.
The Cletos were game changers, and then when you get that fat boy tank and the RBA head in there, just beautiful. With Jesse's Blues by Mixology in that bad boy. I was on that exact setup for like 2.5 years consistently, and every now and then I get the urge to go back to it, but then I just see a pod in the corner of my eye and like, you know what? Can't even bother to set that up. I'm just gonna put this instead.
Grab.
Yes. I don't like pods. I
No?
They don't like you, do they, Woody? They make you cough.
Salts. Salts make me cough. I can't vape salts. I've tried loads. I just can't. It makes me cough.
James at the shop is exactly the same. He'll take one hit and then cough. One hit, cough. One hit, cough.
I can't do salts.
Jake,
I don't like pods, and I've never vaped a disposable in my life. It has never touched my lips.
No, you're missing out.
I can't get on with pods. They're too.
Well, if he's got a proper question,
I like rebuilding and building my own. And
so we got how many inches has your hairline receded?
Not much. I'm going for the Vegeta. I'm going for the Vegeta look. If you guys follow Dragon Ball Z, I just want the Widow's Peak, mate. That's what's going on.
Haircut.
Shut up! Your hairline's beautiful. Put your hat back on. You're upsetting me.
I know he's got gorgeous hair, isn't he?
That's not fair.
Do you think?
Eddie's asking, what's your favourite flavour profile? Because you've asked us. So
my favourite profile. Oh gosh, do you know what? It's gonna have to be. It will have to be a gummy bear. Like I remember the first time I tried.
Yeah, good one.
First time I tried blue raspberry gummy by E-Bar Gum, I creamed in my pants, mate.
Blue raz? Did you just say blue raz?
Yeah, I did. Blue raspberry gummy, bro. Yeah. It tapped me. But then like that we didn't have that available anymore. And then when I got Dripax's gummy bear one shot and mixed some of that up, the only reason I tried it, I was interested because it's a 30% mix. I'm like, that's a bit much for a one shot. Like the first one shot I come across that was meant to be recommended 30. So I'll give it a try and hooked on that bad boy. I think the little non-diabetic child in me was just like, oh, gummy bears again, yeah. I was absolutely hooked on that. And then Aramaxi gummy fruit came out, and I've only this last week stopped vaping that since around the time it was launched, because like even with my discount, like when you DIY, even premium juice with a discount it's just not value for money. So like, get it available as concentrates, Aramaxi. Get that sorted, mate. All right. Otherwise, I'm dropping all my support for you guys.
I saw something about concentrates from Aramaxi, or
they're doing long fills now.
They are like one shots, are they?
Yeah, long fills and bottle shot kits are now available.
From Microwave, are cola flavors any good? As in good, faithful cola flavor? Or are they hit and miss like tea flavors?
Yeah, some of them are all right.
Some flavors are tasting minty.
In my opinion, like I've never found a good cola. Like
no, I don't like the mint ones you get. I don't get it.
Cherry
A very,
cola was the first flavour I had when I gave up smoking. Cherry cola. It was lovely, but
try. We're
I've
going
had
back to
some
the
others and
DIY
they taste like Soda Stream colas, you know, really syrupy and sweet
Yeah.
and
Like that cheap 12p stuff you used to get.
yeah,
So-
tip tops with the straw that goes in the top. It tastes like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Are they still available? Are they still around? You don't see
They
people
are.
doing this.
Yeah, you
Sure.
can still get
I'm
them.
not
Yeah.
sure. I think so.
They're in
Yeah, man.
B&M.
I was going to say they probably cost about
Yeah,
£1.50
B&M.
now,
You
don't
get a
they?
box of them.
And a pack
Yeah,
of
I remember like,
straws.
going to the shop when I was a
I
kid.
never used to
15p.
use the straw. I just used
Chew
to
the
bite
bottom.
the corner.
Yeah, boy, you know. Yeah, just squirt it into your mouth. That
Fuck
pressure.
the
Just
straw.
like,
Or squirt it at someone else.
yeah. If you mix e-liquid and you want a cola bottles, the sweets, TFA, cola syrup, all day long. Mix that at up to around 10%, spot on. And then the best cola concentrate, Flavor Max or Flavor Arts or Flavor Max with us, their cola in a mix, 4% by itself, maybe up to 6 as your normal drink type.
I'm
modern
nodding,
cola.
pretending I know exactly what you're saying.
I haven't got a
Yeah.
Scoobies.
I'm just thinking
yeah.
about, like, because obviously I was a cocktail
Just think
barman, so I'm like, yeah, so if I put a little
Yeah,
bit of that.
no, when you're ready for it, this is all information. I'll just pepper information in now. So then when you're ready for it, you've got something to go on. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Not in those DIY seeds.
I'm
When
gonna
you
ask
say
Green
mix it
Star,
at
what's everyone's
10%, you say mix it at 10%. Does that mean you add 90% of VGPG?
Yeah, so we measure it
with
in
your mix
percentages.
shops.
We measure it in percentages. So regardless of how much you want to make, you've got that measurement because 10% of 100 mils, 10% of a liter. It's different amounts, but if you says, "Oh, I use 3 mils of that," you're like, in how much e-liquid? Whereas a percentage, so it's easier to do. It's a bit like recipes as well. Obviously it's food flavoring, so a lot of food stuff is done in percentages as well. So that's just why I mentioned percentages, really.
I've seen people on YouTube and they've got scales and they're measuring it on scales and
weighing
this
it.
in it, a bit of this flavour and a bit of this flavour.
Yeah. That's the proper DIY thing where you got like 1, 2, 3. Some of my strawberry mush, S-berry mush, there's 11 different flavor concentrates go in to make that. But then I've done some mixes where they're just 3 different flavors. Some of the best ones, like they say, you can make a really good e-liquid with 3 or 4 flavor concentrates. But if you want it to be complex and keep people guessing, then you put a little bit of this in, a little bit of that in, and blah 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 blah. It can be complicated, but my mission is to sort of show people the entry level way, so it's not so intimidating. And then once you get your head around that, once you understand one shots and the basic way of making your own e-liquid, you understand the more complex way. But if you try to understand the more complex way straight away, there's just too many numbers going off in that. So just deal with like one number. And then once you understand how that number works, you just have that multiple times in the mix. But when you're ready, I'll come and I'll show you guys the DIY way, man. I'd love for you guys to get involved in it. Yeah.
From Johnny Vapes, what's everyone's favorite horror movie? Start with a guest. Go on, Ryan. You did it.
I'm just thinking like I'm not a big this is another thing to get bullied about, really, but I don't watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of anime, but I don't watch a lot of movies. The Exorcist, I remember watching that when I was younger, and I'm like, I don't understand the hype because as younger, The Exorcist is the scariest thing ever.
I like it. It's a good cult classic, but it's not.
We watched it. I was like, I couldn't understand why it was banned.
But,
no, it's funny. I laughed when I first watched it. I was like 13 or 14. I laughed.
Yeah, that was me. Like when the girl was like turning her head round, I'm just like wetting myself. Like, am I having the right kind of response to this? Like, what's going on? But Paranormal Activity stands out to me, if that counts as a horror.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to watching that movie and being tall and longer than my quilt sometimes, I don't like my feet hanging out underneath the cover.
Near the end of the bed.
Nah.
I'm still. That's the demon grabbing zone. I can't.
Yeah. So what I do, I plank when I sleep. I sleep on my front and I plank like this, but I have to have my feet off the edge of the mattress, so they're not like so my legs are straight.
Oh, you're gonna get grabbed.
I have to have the cover over my feet, but then my back gets cold. So I was just like a fight between my feet and my back all night. Like, no,
Oh, no,
I
don't get grabbed.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
What about yours, Woody?
I'm going to show my age now. Hellraiser.
Yes, I
That's
love
my
watching that
favourite.
too.
The first 2, 3, then it went a bit stupid with the
The
CDs.
first one, in my opinion, is the only one,
First
really.
one's the only
First
one.
one's amazing.
Yeah.
Good old Uncle Frank.
What about yourself, Lucy?
Oh God, she's
I've
got
had
so
to
many to go
answer
for.
this before, and it's so difficult because I love horror films. They're my thing, and I collect them. Might have to be The Shining.
Here's
Because it
Johnny.
creeped me out so
Yeah.
much when I was younger. It's
Yeah.
like the music and the noises, and now I've read the book. I totally like the book's even creepier. They could have put so much more into that film to make it creepier, with like the moving hedges, like the animals. They really could have, but it still creeps me out now. It's brilliant.
Brilliant film, that. Yeah, The Shining.
What about you, Dougie?
Scream.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be Scream, but yeah.
Final Destination doesn't count as a horror movie, does it?
Yes. Yeah.
It does, yeah.
I did enjoy the. I mean, I know they're a bit.
Final
teen
Destination.
flicky,
If you ever see a fucking lorry with them locks,
Yeah, innit? Don't go near that.
everybody like.
Yeah.
I see the memes where there's like one that's obviously collapsed, and like the guys in the car, like, if you don't feel like this.
No.
Yeah, man.
It's more the thought, isn't it? You've escaped death and they're not happy, so it's still coming for you.
18,650, 2,700, or 21,700.
Ooh.
21,700 every
21,700.
21,700.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
21,700.
Jewel
18,650
18,650 is all right.
Yeah. Jewel 21,700 is just too big. Anything that runs that is just too
Got
big.
a few of them.
Yeah.
I don't have any of those. I haven't got a Stormbreaker.
Yeah, man, they're just massive, man. I mean, my Overkill printed mod.
I was on the Overkill team and I went a bit happy, and I've got about 4 of them. Yeah, I've got him one.
Nice.
Nice, you Scream one.
Yeah, that
and
is
there's
nice.
my Bond.
Yeah, he's shut shop now, isn't he, Johnny?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Wow, yeah, needs a break. Needs a break.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know how he managed to keep up.
I was just about to say, well deserved break.
Yeah,
no hate towards him. I think
no.
he fucking.
Boy.
Yeah,
I mean, when he took on Suicide's work as well, like fucking hell. I feel I'm stressed out and busy most of the time, but then and then he's still doing content as well. He's not just doing the work; he's trying to share it. And I'm like, bro,
I know, bless him.
Genuinely, off the review of Ryan, got me on the Zlims.
Yeah, I loved them, man. I loved them.
And the box pods before Ryan pointed me to Zlims. To be fair, Ryan's a cock, but he knows a good pod.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a compliment, but insult you at the same time.
Poddy,
that's how we roll.
Hi, Poddy.
Love you, Poddy.
What's going on? Is he into pods? Do you reckon? Got me candy. You see, 27 beers. Oh, it smells so good. It tastes so good when you test that flavoring on your finger. But then when you mix it into e-liquid, the flavor's just lost. No matter how much you put in, it winds me up so much.
Anthony.
So, we've been nattering for quite a while, guys. This is good.
Yeah.
Ryan's favourite.
Loving it.
Daddy's Home.
How long do you usually go for?
An hour.
Oh, wow.
But it depends, to be fair. Sometimes we talk a bit longer. Sometimes it's an hour.
I am known for that. I can talk.
So can we. We're good at it.
Longest Reprovapes guest in over a year.
Brat. Yeah, we go. Breaking records.
There you go.
Yeah. Flavor Arts Cola, 3.5%, 0.5% super sweet, very nice cola.
I will second that. Yeah, man.
Someone knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, Eddie Dog, man.
Stormbreaker all-time favorite.
Yes, Gemma.
Yeah.
What's that to me now? Well, as we've gone on, to thank everybody that has stuck with us for nearly 2 hours now.
Thank you.
I will gladly offer out. I don't know how we're going to do this. I haven't really thought about it.
Well, what we'll do is, if you thought of any way of doing it, I'll take down the details of whoever.
Yeah.
Gifted.
Well. Yeah.
that
I have
too, yeah.
set up 3 codes on the ecigshop website. And each code can get you any one TGWD product for free. So you just need to pay the postage on top of that. But to be honest with you, if you do win the code, there's 3 codes. If you do win one, then, and I see your order, I'll no doubt chuck in some extra stuff as well, because that's just what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? So there'll be a TGWD vape mat in every one, and then whatever you order, and then whatever else. I've got a big box of stuff that I can just chuck into orders. So I haven't thought about how to. I set the codes up literally like as I got the message, like, why aren't you there yet? And I'm like, because I haven't got a code. Oh yes, I have got a code. Sorry, I'll get in there now. So yeah, I haven't thought of a game or anything that we can play to get the people.
We like games.
Let's come up with a question, perhaps, that they will know the answer to if they've been watching for a while. How about that? So, okay. First one, I'll come up. Do you know what I'll do? I'll set up 4 codes because there's 4 of us, right? There's four of us. We'll all ask a question each, and whoever gets the answer first wins the code. Yeah?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Sounds good, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you've been paying attention.
I'm gonna go easy myself, and whoever can tell me what my favorite setup that I mentioned earlier was gets the first code.
Here's a question: how many inches from Ryan's eyebrows to his hairline?
Shut up, Jake! I knew that was you, Jake. I knew that was you. I didn't even have to look. I knew it.
Right, so what is Ryan's favourite
Stephen
setup?
Dolson's coming with Stubby.
It's not the Stubby, but I do have one here.
Nope. I'll keep an eye on YouTube bit.
I get it both here anyway.
Oh, you do? Sorry.
Keep guessing, guys. What is Ryan's favourite setup?
What did he say was his favourite setup?
And I want
Does someone want to put it in the top private chat, because I don't fucking remember.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Don't put it in the actual like.
No, don't put it in the actual chat.
No, Ryan Yates is the winner.
I've always wanted a TGWD vape mat. Yeah.
Cleo with RBA, but can't remember the mod.
Oh, you need the mod and the we got close. We're getting close with Eddie.
Cleo and Ely.
I
remember
Mango Jewel.
Yeah.
No. The closest answer is Cleo and E-Leaf, right? This is a bit unfair to Eddie because he got that far, but I want the mod, the E-Leaf mod.
You can do it, Eddie.
You can do it, man. Dig
Wait,
deep.
go back.
Yeah, I know. Have you got DVR enabled so they can rewind?
Can I get a rewind?
Right,
Eddie's on YouTube, so he can.
Oh no. E-Leaf, what's the name? E-Leaf 31. What is that?
A mango jewel.
No.
Is that a real guess, microwave? I don't think anybody mentioned jewel.
No. Those godforsaken things.
Stick power.
So, I mean, amongst different comments, we've got the right answer, but not all in one comment now.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Just don't get distracted by Woody's crackling.
Or my horrendous dancing. Don't know why I'm doing that.
There's no such thing as horrendous dancing.
Where are you going, Eddie?
No, you were so close, Eddie.
Sorry, Stephen. No. It was. I mean,
it was going, and then it's.
We've had the right tank. We've had the right filling for the tank, if that makes sense.
No.
We've had the right. Yeah, go on. Let's give it to Eddie.
I stick and a Cleo, Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to Eddie. That's close enough.
Well done, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie wins, mate. Big U. It was the E-Leaf eye power, eye stick power, and the Cleo with the RBA heading, but I'm not going to be super anal about it. Yeah. So congrats, Eddie. You keep a note of his name, get in contact with me to remind me. It was, and I'll get that sorted out. So who's next? Who wants to ask the next question?
We'll give it Woody.
Okay.
Well done,
You've
Eddie.
been paying attention. If I could only vape one flavour, or my favourite flavour, what is my favourite flavour? You've got to get all of it.
Crack.
There's a clue.
Is that correct? Did it? And it
Am I
has to
allowed
be
to
the
say
full.
that,
Has
Craig?
to be the full flavour name, doesn't it? Yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm looking. I'm watching.
I'm watching.
It's not cherry cola. It's
No,
not
but that's,
gummy
he said
blue
that was
raz
it.
lemonade.
Ooh,
Gemma
yeah,
Holland.
Oh,
Gemma
Eddie.
Holland.
Well done.
Congratulations, Gemma. Someone's been doing their homework.
Lucy. It's only because I haven't thought of one yet.
Neither am I. Damn it.
Just something you've been talking about recently. Just say, what did I say? Was it?
It could be anything at all.
I did this morning, you know. Okay. What did I say
Ask.
my favourite horror film was? Go.
What
I
was
can't remember that,
Lucy's
to be honest.
favourite horror movie?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can.
Oh, yeah, I can.
That's right. Oh, I know now. Yeah, I remember.
Ooh, Stephen Dawson, The Shining.
Yeah.
Well done.
Make sure I spell the names right, otherwise I'm just messaging a randomer.
Well, to be fair, okay, I'll explain afterwards so I don't get confused. Yeah. Go ahead.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Right, come on then, doggy.
Okay,
What's yours?
seeing as she took my question, what was my favourite mechanical, and what colour was it?
Oh.
So I'm looking for the name and the colour of my favourite mechanical.
Is it the one I bought you?
No, it wasn't the Purge.
The one you held up.
I don't have a brass Purge. Cathilla Green, Eddie Wunsey, you can't win again, mate.
Yeah, that Cathilla green though, that neon green Cathilla was a sexy looking mofo, isn't it? Jeez, bro, that was good when I saw those.
So I'm gonna have to do another one then. What did I say would be my favourite? The flavour I would vape if I couldn't vape anything else.
I know.
I don't. I can't remember.
I know.
Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. My phone's just said low power, so if I just disappear,
Again.
it means my phone's dead.
Sorry, I talk too much.
Microwave oven.
Blackcurrant, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Blackcurrant.
Well done.
Well done, guys, and well done for sticking it out and watching all the way through. Appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy. So
To be fair, that one was probably harder than the first question because you actually had to be paying attention, like from however long ago that was asked.
it's
Sorry,
what you would
it was
need.
the repen. You were close, mate. You were close.
So we have the winners, but what I would also require you to do, just for my terrible organizational skills, is for whoever has won to join this Facebook group. Just so you'd have to search it because I can't put a link because apparently the comment had failed to post to KVR. I think it's something to do with links. Give that a search on Facebook, request membership, and you'll find me in there. And just pop me a message like, yo, I want my code. And then I can cross-reference with these guys to make sure you're not a scammer and trying it. You know what I'm saying? You've voiced your love for the blackcurrant for a couple of times before, just like your hip. You don't like mango?
Some mango.
Okay,
Right.
all right. Okay.
Some of them have like a little bit of a cat wee resonance to me.
I've heard that comment before.
But super good's uncommon. I've really liked that one, like the mango iced tea. It's actually all right.
Love you, Jake.
Mango is a bit hit and miss for me.
Yeah. So basically, what'll happen is get in contact with me via Facebook on that ecigshop group, because that's just where I live on Facebook. And I will make sure you are a winner and not a scammer of some kind.
So I've got the names on here. We've got 2 winners from YouTube and 2 from Facebook.
If we awesome. Get the link, we can always put it in our KVR Facebook group
I'll put
as
it
well.
in the KVR Facebook group. I'll tag them as well.
Well, what I do, because I tried to I put it in the private chat, the link to the group. I tried to post it in the comments.
I think what it is, if you're not like a moderator or anything, it decides to not let people post links. It's YouTube's way of
spamming and stuff in it.
Yeah, YouTube's a bit funny with links.
Maybe if you have one, join the ecigshop on Facebook, become a member, and see what
the link's just here. So if you look for the ecigshop 21 on Facebook and drop Ryan Yates a message.
Yeah, because he puts up some banging videos on there. He has me in stitches on some of them.
I try. I'm glad that you like them.
I love content.
Yeah,
I sometimes wonder if I do it too often. You can tell when I'm actually in the shop and when I'm not, because the group is very quiet. And then all of a sudden it's like 70 posts. And like, Ryan's at work today, isn't he? Yeah.
I love it when the customer comes in. You don't turn off or nothing. You just carry on.
Yeah. I'm real, man. I'm real. I'm me, regardless of who I'm in front of, man. Yeah. I can't afford anything at the moment. I have Facebook. Another person might want to. Did he win? Did he win the code?
Yeah.
You don't need to afford anything. It's a free product. Hey, microwave oven, man. Don't worry about it. Just follow suit, and I'll make sure you get something sent out. It's not going to cost you anything, bro. Don't worry.
Even if I can always shoot your details over microwave. I've got them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, all I'll need is your address and to find out which of my products that you would like to try. Or to be honest with you, any mix. Oh, I'm not going to complicate things now. But yeah, we'll sort it out. Just get in contact with me, brother. Sort it out. Don't worry.
But yeah, thank you for all that. Brilliant.
Just shoot me a message if you're having a bit of trouble, and I'll put you in contact with Ryan anyway. So
yeah. When me and Jake finally do pull our fingers out, we will have you guys on as well, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We like to talk a little bit of conspiracies, a little bit of whatever the hell
anything
comes.
We'll chat anything.
Good.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Nice one. Well, thank you very much for having me on,
guys. Fireworks. And you.
Yeah. I want to have a go.
Fancy iPhones.
How do you? Oh, what? I can't do it myself. Oh,
no.
Wait. What about some? This is where I live.
Well, everybody's got that posh house.
Yeah, with a piano.
I've got a piano.
Posh house everywhere. It's where you all live together.
It's a YouTuber house, is what it is.
It's like the generic background.
Yeah.
I'm doing well.
But I've had a lot of fun, guys. I really have.
It's
been good. Nice,
yeah, man.
Really good live. Like I say,
thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, hopefully legend, mate. Thank you. It's been an
thank you very much, man. You guys keep doing what you're doing, man. It's good work. I like to see it.
Cheers.
And obviously, thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to everybody that
thanks for
joining. Without you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you.
Yes.
And we'll be back in 2 weeks.
All the gift people.
Yeah.
We say winners? I don't know anymore.
Gift people.
The gift people. But obviously, I've been Fresh.
I've been Woody.
I'm always Stabby.
And I've been going bold.
Don't listen to Jake. Stop listening to Jake. Thanks very much. Peace out. We'll see you. We will see everybody in 2 weeks. Obviously, we have the Wing It Wednesdays, alternate Wednesdays as well. And we look forward to seeing everybody there.
All right.
Peace.
Have a good weekend, peeps. Well, it's Wednesday, but rest of you.
And check out Brawl Vape Co., Vaporoni, Death Wish Mods, and Forge Mods.
Yeah, and if you haven't tried it, that lemon bake shake is a problem for taste buds.
Sick.
Trust me.
Epic.
It's unreal. Get on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. It's rebranding drops Tuesday with a new flavour.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, any news? What was that? Let's end on that one.
Raspberry baked and shaked.
That's you said the magic word though. Raspberry.
It's going to be a good one.
I was going to say they got rid of my fruit salad, so I'm upset.
They got rid of my apple.
No.
Anyway.
Oh, good things come to it.
Cheers, guys.
Awesome,
Thank you very
people.
much.
Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. And
Peace.
keep it cloudy. Bye.